right, just gonna do a mic check for everybody, and then we'll get 4 is 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. How's that 13? Is that better? Or... Oh wait, you have it over there. Check 1 2 3 4 5 6.
I didn't know this thing started at 10:30.
Oh yeah, what did they send you?
Well, they didn't tell me till 10:30.
Yeah, you're good.
Hey, Matt.
You guys want to stand on the other side and we'll get going? All right, thumbs up from everyone once you're good to go. All right, cool. I'll give 4 a second. Awesome, cool. So welcome everyone. I guess I'm saying this for the first time. Welcome to ACS West. So this is our second building for Albuquerque Community Safety. As most of you know, our headquarters is near the intersection of San Mateo and Catherine. So that is our headquarters. So this is one of our hopefully soon to be many satellite offices. So there's 2 announcements that we're making today. One, letting you all know that we're now here on 98th Street, just south of 98th and Central. And that we've also launched a bilateral operational response. So previously, ACS responders would respond to whether it be behavioral mental health calls, suicidal ideation calls, called all across the city. And what we've done is divided I-25, or taken I-25 to divide the city as an east and west operation. So those responders that will be working on the west side will be based out of this hub, so they'll be starting and ending their day here. So the next thing I'd like to do is just introduce our list of speakers today. So obviously Mayor Tim Keller is here, District 3 City Councilor Clarissa Pena, and ACS Director Jody Esquivel. So first up, we'll bring up Mayor Tim Keller.
Thanks so much. Well, good morning. And this is an equation. Usually I don't get that one, actually. Anyway, so this is a one-of-a-kind occasion, not only in Albuquerque and New Mexico, but also around the country. And what I mean by that is, just as a reminder, we are the only city in America that has a full-service 24/7 alternative response integrated with our 911 system. And most folks kind of know that right now in Albuquerque, but what they also need to know is we continue to expand that effort because it is very well received and also is having such a positive impact on our community. Now, part of the challenge of actually starting something from new is also physical. If you are dispatching first responders, those responders have to drive all over the city to respond to calls. And so what this allows us to do is essentially cut response times in half, more or less, because we're not having to go from the east side of the city to the west side. So about 40% of our calls are on the west side, which we really draw the line at the freeway for. And so this facility is going to help us increase response times and provide faster help for those who need it. Now, a couple of other things about this particular opening. This is not meant to be a public facility. This one is for staff, but we are opening a public ACS facility at the new upcoming Public Safety Southwest headquarters, which is just down the street, which is combined police, fire, and ACS. So this is meant for dispatch. And also it's gonna make, when responders come to work, they can come here if they live on the west side and not have to drive all the way to the east side. And we're all familiar with what that means. It means saving like 30 minutes to an hour of your life in terms of commuting. And so this really also helps our employees. Now, the last thing I think that I would share on this is just to remind everyone, the Community Safety Department has now taken 113,000 calls. That is 113,000 calls that our fire department and our police department did not have to take. Also, it's more or less 113 better responses to folks who can actually get help or services or transportation when they need it. And so we're very grateful for this program here in Albuquerque, and we know what it means to start this from scratch. We birthed this idea about 5 years ago. It really came online about 3 years ago, but it was just about this time last year when it became fully 24/7 operational. And so now, a year later, we're adding our first Westside ACS center. And so we appreciate also everyone at the city who worked on this, our city councilor, who's always supportive of this project. And just to note, this obviously is an old fire station. There's a new fire station right there. So this building has not been in permanent use for almost 20 years. But it was used to host visiting firefighters from Mexico. So we'll find another place for them when they come. But it's great now to have this in full-time operation again. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Mayor Keller. Next up, we're in her district, and she's been very supportive, City Councilor Clarissa Pena.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to say that I think this is really fantastic. You know, we, as the mayor said, that we have the Public Safety Center that's going up here down by Amole Mesa on 98th. And then, of course, we have another fire station here. But if you're real familiar with the district, it's kind of been devoid of services for a very long time. The area's been pretty devoid of services for a very long time, you know, so these are some projects that are real important for the area in terms of response time. We historically have partnered with the county to address kind of the checkerboard city-county areas that we have. But this really, I know the county is building a fire station on top of Central, on the top of Namel Hill on Central. But this, it's really filling a void in our community that's much needed. So I'm really excited about ACS and the direction that it's going now under the leadership of Esquivel, and of course Walter and all the work that they're doing. This is becoming a national model that's being replicated all over, you know. So it's something that in our community, it's maybe sometimes a little hard to embrace, but just hearing from the residents in District 3 about the work and how important it is for them to have people come to them rather than law enforcement to be able to address issues related to mental health, substance abuse, those items. I think this is really key. So I'm so proud to have it here in District 3, and I'm so glad that this is going to be divided between the West and the East and the West in terms of response time and really having a presence here on the West Side. So thank you very much, and thank you, Mayor. I appreciate all the work he's doing and how supportive he's been to be able to address this and the Public Safety Center, and really partnering to make sure that the West Side of Albuquerque has its needed services. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Pena. Next up, the Director of Albuquerque Community Safety, Jody Esquivel. Jody.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys for being here. I'm excited to be here. Operationally, my operational heart and background is so happy right now. You know, we launched ACS with a goal to build public safety system to meet people where they're at. And this continues to allow us to do so in all sides of the city. Though yes, we were responding here to the west side of town always. Now we can just do that more efficiently. My plan is to, with the support of everybody, is to continue to pop up these locations. ACS is and will be a household name. Everybody will understand what ACS is doing, what the mission is, how we're in the community, how we can help. And that's the goal, is to really embrace the community where they're at. Mayor mentioned 40% of the calls for service are here on the west side, and so it only makes sense for us to be here on this side. We're excited to partner in that Southwest Public Safety Center, and Councilor Pena has helped us and supported us in being that true third branch of public safety. I know we talked about it yesterday in graduation. As you can see that we've had multiple media events, and this is just the state of ACS right now. We're rocking and rolling and getting services to people across the city. And we mentioned really solidifying our true status of being public safety, and that means operationally acting that way, right? So now we can have that bilateral response, make this efficient for everybody, and have a greater presence in the community, for the community, by the community. This is why we're here. We're excited to be here on the west side. As Mayor mentioned, this isn't a space for the public to go, but we will have Southwest Public Safety Center, and really happy to be able to offer a space for our responders to stop, grab a meal really quick, finish a report, and we're making sure that our responders feel supported in this bilateral shift of response. And it's important that our responders are first when we make these decisions, and we're excited to be able to support our responders and make sure that they're happy, because they're the ones out there. And so thank you everybody to all the support, and thank you to all of our responders as we move forward in this phase of ACS.
Thank you, Director Esquivel. So we have a couple of minutes for a Q&A, if anyone has any questions. So ACS right now has 114 employees. So the majority of them are responders. Just over 60 of them are responders, and obviously the rest of them are made up of admin staff. Yeah, and we also have our some other branches and teams with our community-oriented response and assistance team and our violence intervention program.
I do want to say something really quick. Sorry, but I just want to make a point to say, like, that's the depth of ACS right now. We have 7, 8, 9 teams that are reaching the community that have very specific ways that we can reach the community. We have school-based program, our violence intervention, our opiate team, our CORA team, our field response team, our MCT team. And so I know that we talked about ACS as a whole, but I really just want to boast about the depth and the support that we've had to make the depth to answer the need for the community through ACS.
Go ahead. There.
Sure. Well, he's just wrong. And this was arranged with our chief of police and with actually Homeland Security, and they were okay with transparency, and we're just a go-between to identify operations. So, yeah, he's just misinformed and way off base. Not the first time.
Any other questions? Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all coming out. Again, the ACS West is located at 517 98th Street, 87121. And here toward the fall, we will be opening the Southwest Public Safety Center, where APD, Fire, and ACS will all be under one building, and that one will be open to the public. Thank you all for coming out. We appreciate it.
Drive-throughs, and they were